Welcome back, everyone. It is your boy Ngox. Thank you again for tuning in on today's upload. Another milestone hit. We are over 150 subscribers. It's very slow progress, I know, but it's still progress nonetheless. So thank you for tuning in and taking the time out of your day to watch my videos. If you have not subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button. Like, share, and comment for more videos like this. So we are back again with another top 5 list, as you may have seen on the description there. This is our top 5 of superheroes that you thought could fly. That's right, it's a no-fly zone with this list today. So basically what we're looking at the criteria of flying is the natural ability to fly. So that means that you're not going to say, okay, hold up, let me go get my rocket boots or my magical cape or anything like that. No, the ability to fly means that if we were to stand now in our normal everyday clothes, you can just be all of a sudden, you know what, let me go to Miami and just see what the weather's like. Gone, back. That is the ability of flight. So for this list and the superheroes that we are looking at, we are disregarding all comics first and foremost, all right? Because we do know that the comic books can get a little bit crazy with abilities and abilities on top of abilities, and issue 580 dated whenever. Yeah, it's a whole lot. So the heroes that we're looking at for this list are heroes that have hit the big screen in a cinematic universe. Those are the ones that we are looking at. And before we get started, guys, I need to let you know of this quick disclaimer. The reason why I do this is because I don't want people coming at me on social media saying that I'm a know-it-all. I am not, guys. Yes, I am a film graduate, but I am by no means a professional film critic, nor do I claim to be a professional film critic. If you are looking for professional film criticism, you can visit websites such as IMDb, Rotten Tomato, or Metacritic to get some insight on what these movies are actually rated on a global base. As for me, I put these lists together just for your entertainment, and as always, I will also add on where you can watch these movies on my descriptions below, so do have a check on that. Comment, let's keep the flow chatting, and of course, always, if you don't agree with the list, please do put in your recommendations in the comments. You know, we really do appreciate that. Without any further ado, let's get into the videos. So kicking us off at number 5 on this list, we have Scarlet Witch. With her dramatic introduction into the MCU with Avengers: Age of Ultron, Scarlet Witch is seen to be a very powerful and cunning sorceress. With her scientifically enhanced abilities, she is quite a formidable foe with quite a lot of power, as we've seen her develop across the whole MCU universe. And amongst a lot of her abilities, unfortunately, flight isn't necessarily one of them. So one of Scarlet Witch's many abilities is energy projection. So that will basically be those red little balls that you see coming out of her hands. So basically she uses that energy to push off of the ground and basically glide from one point to another. So that in turn meaning that she is not really able to fly. Coming in at number 4, we have Magneto. Throughout all the X-Men movies, Magneto has been one of the most standout characters as the most consistent villain that they have to face against. In X-Men First Class, we actually see the introduction of both Professor X and Magneto and basically get to understand what their powers are and how their relationship builds from being best of friends to being sworn enemies as we know them in current day. Now, the main power that Magneto has is the ability to control metal particles and metal objects. So that being the only power that he has, we have seen Magneto flying around from time to time in a lot of the movies. So you might ask, how is that possible? So the answer to that is very simple. It's in the helmet that he wears. So the helmet that he wears that blocks out any telepathic powers is also a metal substance. So since it fits so well on his head, he basically uses his energy to lift the helmet. since the helmet is on his body, he automatically lifts with it as well. Now, a fair argument to that would be X-Men Dark Phoenix, where he evidently glides from one area to another without the helmet on. So the simple answer to that would be in X-Men Apocalypse, when Apocalypse tells Magneto that, you know what, your power can actually stretch beyond because there is metal in almost everything, even on the ground that we stand on.
You will reach down, my son, deep into the earth. Rip everything they've built from the ground.
And that realization made him a bit more powerful. So for him to be able to glide from one area to another, even without the helmet on, he requires some particles of metal that are in the ground so that he can push off of and actually glide from one area to another. But put him in a room where there is absolutely no metal at all, then he's basically useless and has no powers. Coming in at number 3 on this list, we have Wonder Woman. Now, in a lot of comic book depictions of Wonder Woman, she has a vast amount of abilities. And of course, flight is one of those abilities. But as I said in the video initially, is that we are disregarding the comics and we are only looking at the cinematic universe. But even if we were to touch on that topic, Wonder Woman's vast abilities, which includes flight, is not actually her natural ability, but it is an ability that she gets from Hermes. So basically she gets her ability of flight from Hermes, which is a Greek mythological being that has the ability of flight. So now, seeing that we don't really see much interaction of that within the cinematic universe, so one of her abilities being super strength, that means that she can leap from very great distances, much like the Hulk can, but unlike the Hulk, she lands much more gracefully. So we're not too sure on where DC is going with their cinematic universe, but if they are planning on releasing more Wonder Woman movies, we might actually see her gaining the ability of flight through Hermes. But as far as we know, she cannot fly, as it is not her natural ability to do so. It is only an add-on once she meets this mythical being. Coming in at number 2 on this list, we have Thor.
The universe hasn't seen this marvel since before my watch began.
The Viking god of thunder is arguably the strongest Avenger that we've seen hit the big screen so far, with some abilities such as super strength, super durability, as well as the power to manipulate thunder. Now, with all of Thor's great abilities as well, flight, yet again, is not one of them. So you might ask yourself, but we've seen Thor flying around destroying big monsters with his lightning and his hammer Mjolnir. So as we've seen with countless who've tried to lift Mjolnir, we understand that the hammer is extremely heavy and it will only go up for anyone who is worthy. So if you might have noticed, before Thor takes flight, he actually spins the hammer around first to gain momentum and then throws it. So he simply follows the trajectory of the hammer, making himself weightless and being able to sort of fly. So Thor also has the ability to summon a Mjolnir from wherever it is, and it will automatically come to him. So while it is flying towards him, he also has the choice to either stop it and catch it, or he can just grab onto it and follow it as it guides him through, as we see here when he's being chased by the dragon in Thor Ragnarok. Alternatively, without the hammer, Thor cannot fly at all. All he can simply do, much like Wonder Woman and Hulk, he can leap very great distances because of his super strength.
I have a simpler one. You're all not worthy.
And then coming in at number 1 on this list, we have Doctor Strange.
But it's just, I've seen it before in gift shops.
So topping this list is our favorite great sorcerer, Dr. Stephen Strange. So arguably one of the best sorcerers that we've ever seen hit the big screen in a cinematic hero movie, Doctor Strange has countless amounts of abilities that he learned from the Ancient One. But as all good stories go, the student always surpasses the teacher, as is what has happened with Doctor Strange. So as we've seen in the Doctor Strange movie, they refer a lot to champions that are usually assigned to assist any sorcerer in their endeavors. Now, usually the sorcerer does not choose the champion, rather the champion chooses the sorcerer, which is much the case with Doctor Strange. So as we've seen in the movie, if you have watched it already, it is the cloak of levitation that is the champion that chooses Doctor Strange. So basically, this is a cloak that has a mind of its own and also possesses the ability of flying. So much like Aladdin's flying carpet. So once this cloak is bound to its champion, it will never forsake its champion and instead will try to protect him by any means. As we've seen in Doctor Strange when it battles Boyka in the hallway, and also in Avengers Infinity War, when Doctor Strange is strangled until he passes out by Ebony Maw. The cloak there acts on its own to try to protect Doctor Strange by flying away, but eventually is caught.
Kid, that's the wizard. Get on it. On it!
So that brings a conclusion to this video. Did you agree with that list?
I'm not done. Okay, I'm done.
Thank you again for tuning onto my channel and watching these videos. As always, guys, please do leave comments on suggestions on videos that you want to see, and I will try to put those together for you. You can also see where to watch these movies in the description below. But until then, please do comment, like, and subscribe, and I will catch you in the next upload. Cheers.